have ruined everything. This company is finished because of you.
Your arrogance is what ruined this company, not me.
Have you ever been in a room so opulent, so dripping with power and old money, that you felt the silence itself could crush you? I'm talking about a finance gala at the Waldorf Astoria in New York City, the kind of place where a single insult can carry more weight than $1 million. And that night, I, Vivian Thorne, the elegant black woman in the black dress, finally got the public insult I had been waiting 8 long years for, the one that would guarantee my freedom and cost my husband everything he had built his arrogant identity upon. You see, this wasn't just a story about a stupid fight. This was the culmination of years of calculated abuse, subtle cuts, and a slow, methodical financial escape plan. 8 years ago, when I met Richard Sterling, the CEO of Sterling Capital, he was charming, confident, already a legitimate billionaire thanks to a massive inherited $1.8 billion real estate portfolio. He pursued me relentlessly. We married, but the pattern, as my sister Jasmine warned me, started small. Richard would always correct me at dinner parties. Actually, honey, the yield curve works like this. Even when I, a rising portfolio manager, had the data right, he'd introduce me to his colleagues, not as a professional, but as, "This is my wife, Vivian. She's interested in finance," like it was a hobby I dabbled in between picking out curtains. At home, the small cuts got deeper. "You're lucky I handled the big accounts. You'd be lost," or, "Don't try to understand this deal, Viv. It's complicated." He simply refused to believe that the woman who managed his home could also manage billions. I learned early on that arguing was useless. His inherited wealth was his shield, his proof that he was smarter. So, I stopped arguing. I kept my work life separate, using my maiden name, Vivian Vance, professionally. My clients knew me. My colleagues respected me. But at home, I was just Gregory's wife, the competent homemaker who occasionally watched Bloomberg. He never noticed my promotions, never asked about my portfolio. He assumed I made decent money, nothing significant, nothing that challenged his status. And in 2020, after our pathetic marriage counseling ended, with Richard walking out, claiming I was being dramatic and didn't understand business stress, I made my decision. I opened my own accounts, Chase Private Client, Fidelity Investment, using my earned income, all of it, to build my exit ramp. Richard never noticed. He paid the mortgage on the Park Avenue penthouse, which he owned outright, but he genuinely assumed he was covering everything else. He wasn't. For 3 long years, I supported our daily life, the kids' private school tuition, the groceries, the utilities, with the $2.7 million annual compensation from my job, all while he continuously condescended to the woman who was quietly bankrolling his routine. Tonight, I was ready. I wore the dress, put on the pearls, and slipped my work phone, the one Richard never saw, into my clutch. On that phone, I had 3 emails confirming my portfolio was up 8% year to date, managing $5.1 billion in assets, and a deal closing tomorrow worth $40 million. I was ready. More than he could possibly know. The Waldorf ballroom was a circus of diamonds and inflated egos. At the bar, a small circle formed, senior partners from Blackstone and other major firms. The topic, inevitably, was the Federal Reserve, the yield curve, and recession signals. I listened, my mind sharp, analyzing the scenario I'd been tracking for my own clients. I saw the opening, the flaw in their analysis. Actually, I interjected smoothly, my voice clear and precise. The inversion pattern we are seeing now is different from 2019. Duration suggests. Richard's hand clamped down on my arm, a gentle pressure, but utterly controlling. "Honey, these gentlemen have it covered." The circle shifted uncomfortably. A senior colleague, trying to be polite, encouraged me. "No, actually, Vivian, I'd be interested to hear." I started again. "If you look at the historical data, they..." Richard cut me off, his voice now louder, sharper, his fear of being challenged by his wife taking over. "Sweetheart, stop." The room temperature dropped. Nearby conversations paused. People sensed a train wreck. Richard, feeling the need to dominate, to win this invisible battle for authority, looked at me and said the words I had waited years for. "No, that's stupid. That's wrong. My wife doesn't actually work in finance. She doesn't understand these things." Silence. Complete, total, suffocating silence. 3 phones, already recording networking moments, were now capturing the exact second Gregory Hayes called his wife stupid in front of 200 of the industry's most powerful people. My face showed nothing. No shock, no tears, no anger. Just a small, knowing smile. The quiet triumph of someone whose years of patience had just paid off. "Excuse me," I said, one perfect word. I walked toward the restroom, back straight, head high, the posture of a general leaving a conquered field. In the marble restroom, I didn't sob. I breathed. I pulled out my work phone and texted Jasmine. He did it. Said the word in public. I have witnesses. Jasmine's response came instantly. "Are you okay?" I typed back, "I'm perfect. I'm free." I looked in the mirror. Managing Director. Harvard MBA. $5.1 billion AUM. Wife of a man who just called me stupid. Former wife. I didn't flee. I stayed for another 45 minutes, maintaining that quiet authority. When I finally took a car service home, Richard was still there, drinking, laughing nervously, thinking it was a joke that would blow over by Monday. He didn't know that my divorce consultation email to attorney Linda Bennett was already drafted. Time to send at 7 a.m. sharp. He thought it was over. He was wrong. It was just the beginning. The world changed at 7 a.m. The video, the crystal-clear audio of Richard Hayes calling his wife stupid, was already viral. 4.2 million views and climbing. The hashtag #ToxicHusband was number 2 nationally. Richard woke up hungover, saw the chaos, and laughed. "Well, we are viral," he texted me. It was a joke. People are ridiculous. He didn't understand. He genuinely believed his wealth insulated him from accountability. He went on CNBC, doubling down, dismissing the incident as teasing and claiming my face when she's thinking just look serious. He refused to apologize, never showing a single moment of remorse. The doubling down was the kiss of death. The new hashtag emerged. #IStandWithStupidWife. Women across the world reclaimed the insult, posting selfies and credentials. Stupid wife with a PhD, stupid wife who runs a Fortune 500. By noon, the financial media was on the scent. And that's when my true counterattack launched. My old college friend, Sarah Collins, an investigative journalist at Bloomberg, published the article that broke Richard Sterling's world. The headline ran across every financial terminal in Manhattan. The wife Richard Hayes called stupid managers $5.1 billion and earns triple his annual compensation. Sarah didn't bury the lead. The article was forensic, methodical, and devastating. Vivian Vance, my professional name managing director at a top firm. Harvard MBA. Portfolio performance, 11% above market average for 5 years. Annual compensation, $2.7 million, salary plus bonus. Richard Sterling, CEO, annual salary, $780,000. His wealth, inherited real estate portfolio valued at $1.8 billion, liquid assets. The math was brutal. I earned 3.4 times what he earned annually. I created value. He sat on inherited assets. And he called me stupid. The industry reaction was instant. Twitter moved from pity to absolute vindication. She doesn't work in finance? She is finance. Richard's phone exploded with calls from clients, spooked by the fact that their CEO publicly humiliated someone who clearly understood the market better than he did. Sterling Capital lost $80 million in assets by the end of the day. Over the next few days, the collapse accelerated. Employee testimonies, facilitated by Sarah Collins, poured out. Ex-employees and even Richard's own nephew published posts detailing Richard's documented history of belittling and abuse in the workplace. The consensus: the public insult was merely the visible symptom of deep-seated arrogance. The board, facing massive financial and reputational damage, finally acted. Richard was summoned for an emergency meeting. The leaked audio from the boardroom revealed the cold truth. This isn't about company finances, Gregory. It's about your character. We've lost confidence in your ability to lead. They voted, 7-1, and Richard Sterling was removed as CEO, effective immediately. He lost the company that bore his family name. Meanwhile, I was busy.